appreciate it. This is awesome. On behalf of my family, my campaign staff, my volunteers, I want to say thank you so much for being here. I know that this room is virtually 100% Democrat, and I've got to tell you, I appreciate your courage, I appreciate your conviction, I appreciate your support for our campaign. When I introduced myself as a candidate for Congress, I told everybody at that point it was about New Mexico. It was about the future of this state and the future of this country. While I'm proud to be the Republican nominee for Congress in this district, I'm more proud to be a New Mexican. My wife Gina's from Española. Like all of you in this room, most of you in this room, we can trace our roots back hundreds of years. Shared toil, shared sacrifice, shared work to build this state. What's happening in Washington, D.C. and the current representation that we now have is not reflective of our values, it's not reflective of how we've built this state, and it's not reflective of New Mexico. As we speak, we are racking up big debt, big deficit. Big debt and big deficit that's being passed along to Aniela. I just met Aniela, who's going to be a 4th grader. But Aniela is going to be inheriting a debt that's projected to be about $20 trillion in 10 years if we don't correct it. Putting our kids behind the 8 ball right now, because even if we tell them to work hard, to get an education, they're each and every one of them will be paying at least $70,000 to pay off their federal tax bill. That's wrong. We can't continue to do that. So call me a fiscal conservative. I prefer to call myself one who believes in fiscal discipline. When we talk about the over $1.2 trillion of so-called stimulus money that's been spent over the last, or has been voted on over the last 18 months, I ask all of you, where is that stimulus money? Not here. Not here. The stimulus money that came through, though, was sent to Mr. Heinrich's person who runs the Wilderness Society. How many of you people know that they got a $75,000 grant from the stimulus money? The Rio Bravo interchange has been the same for many, many years. All the roads and the jobs and everything that they had promised has not come true. Ask yourselves, long before I ever got into this race, the commitment that I had to this community and to our community in Albuquerque. I approached it in the spirit of service. And the honor and privilege that I have to stand before you to ask for your votes today is something that's very touching to me and very meaningful. That's what I promise to you. It's a continued sense of service, a continued sense of obligation, and a continued sense of honor to be a New Mexican and hopefully be your U.S. representative. So with that, I want to thank you all. God bless all of you.